Why Toyota peaked in the 90s. It started in the 80s, where Toyota first showed its mark was in Baja and also rallying across the world, such as Europe and Africa.
Trucks. The best are rough and tough, durable and easy to maneuver. In the desert and in the stadium, Team Toyota's tech.
At this point, Toyota started to win multiple races in a row, dominating the other competition such as Ford and Dodge. But when the 90s rolled around, Toyota dominated rallying with their Celica GT and their other model. But Toyota was caught using something in 1995. They used a bypass system for the turbo restrictor to get 50 extra horsepower, which was technically not really against the rules because they still have the turbo restrictor, but there was a spring system which, when activated, 25% more air to the turbo. Here's a diagram to better explain it if you want to pause. Despite this, the Celica GT is still recognized as one of Toyota's best cars ever made. That wasn't all that Toyota have raced. They also made this concept car, which I'm pretty sure they didn't race it. Also, Toyota raced the Mark IV Supra in, I believe this is Time Attack or some kind of motorsport, which I'm pretty sure they turned out really successful. But the main reason why Toyota was so peak in the 90s was because of its reliability and because of all of the sick cars that they have made. Why Toyota was so reliable in the 90s and pretty much still is because they kept using the same motors for multiple vehicles and kept improving some of them for years to come. Like the V6 they use for the 3rd gen Toyota 4Runner, they use that in some Tacomas and other platforms because how reliable and cheap it was to make. One of the best cars to come out of the 90s was the Mark IV Supra because of its cultural impact and because of and how good the motor was because of how much boost it can handle and horsepower. Also, some of their vehicles like the 3rd gen 4Runner can off-road perfectly without any modifications depending on the model you get. And the interiors, like the Mark IV Supra, were ahead of its time. Also, the 3rd gen 4Runner, everything was simple with buttons and no big screens, just stuff you needed. Also, the marketing was really good. They were in magazines, which this is an example of some magazine cutouts that I framed because I thought they were cool. Check out this ad that I found was interesting.
These days, everyone's looking for ways to unwind. But sometimes the only thing that works is a good old-fashioned mud bath. Check out the rugged, dependable, relaxing 4Runner at your Toyota dealer today.
I feel like the old 90s Toyota ads make you feel a certain way about some stuff, like how to enjoy your car. Also, the music plays an important factor because it also makes you feel a certain way about trying to relax, like in the ad. This marketing helped Toyota push for new heights. Also, this marketing made Toyota a lot of money. But nowadays, new cars have too many features that you don't need and big screens that are honestly stupid. Even Toyota is lacking nowadays. They had some recalls recently with their Tacomas because of the twin turbo. Also, new cars nowadays are boring and they don't offer that much new innovating stuff that people really want. But one of the worst things about new cars is that most of them can't even last 100,000 miles, or they last till warranty and then they stop working. Also, the new car market is so bad nowadays that people are starting to move to car sites to buy used cars, which personally I recommend. I'm probably never going to buy a brand new car. But in the 90s, Toyota made one of the best trucks ever, the Toyota Hilux. Known for its extreme durability, and many YouTubers have tested it, including Top Gear, which obviously not YouTuber, but yeah. In many other episodes, they flooded it and they dropped it from a building and crashed, but yet they still pretty much couldn't kill it. But hey, if you made it this far, thank you, because this was my first type of video like this, besides, I guess, the tier list videos, so please subscribe. So I guess the conclusion is that why Toyota was so peak in the 90s is because what it did and how reliable it was. Their cars were